Okay, hi everybody, it's me, Bonkai922. So this episode, Gachiskuta. Wow. Um, I want to give this a 10 out of 10. I do. That's how good it was. But it was really just the ending of the fight and what was kind of revealed towards the end. So I'm gonna give this a 9.5. 9.5. So what Jabber does is he injects himself with his poison, and it makes him go feral, primitive, if you want to say that. So unpredictable. So because of this, Rudo can't use the eye thing that he used as an instrument to like swat him away. So most of the time during the beginning of this episode, he was dodging. Dodging here, dodging there. And what ends on happening, eventually, we remember the last couple of episodes, Zenka originally fought this guy and he got stabbed. He comes back. Zenka. Because it said in the description there was going to be an ally intervening. So Zenka comes back and he sees Rudo fighting him. And he just throws his instrument at this guy and he knocks him in place. Because you saw his instrument, it's got this like round thing on the top. It could use to do that, to knock them in place, lock them in place. So Zenka and Rudo come up with a strategy. Because this guy isn't like, normal sense, he's crazy in the head. Zenka comes up with the idea he will attack Rudo, and that will activate his instrument. So anyone who attacks him with a lethal threat gets taken control over with the eye and pushed aside. So he used this to have Zenka just knock the shit out of this guy, Jobber, and he goes back and forth. It was insane. Eventually what happens, though, Jabber's right hand basically gives you this neurotoxin that paralyzes you for a good amount of time. His left hand, not to heal him, no. It neutralizes pain. So sort of like, I guess you could say it's like morphine, in a way. So, what ends up happening, he uses this, well, this doesn't happen right away. Because they knock him out, and they think he's done. But what ends up happening is, Rudo sees his instrument turn to dust, and it's revealed that he got sliced by Jabber. So, essentially, he's knocked down, Rudo. And Jabber's back up because he's using one of his left hand to neutralize the pain. But he feels no pain. And I'm thinking, oh, frick, this sucks. But he's running away, Jabber, with Rudo, thinking he's scot-free. He gets out of the hole. Standing right there is Reaper. Reaper, and I think it was this character called Tamsi, and believe it or not, Engine, and I think there was some other, what's her name? Tomei. She was there too. So Reaper's there, Engine's there, they're all there. And Engine just goes, sees this guy, he's like, he's so surprised. And he just hits him with the umbrella, go freaking flying into the wall. Bonk! So they're all pissed at this guy because they took, they really hurt Rudo and everything. There's this big muscle guy who said, unforgivable. I was like, whoa. If they went to town on freaking Jabber, that would have been it. Now, Jabber's ready to go. He's ready to continue the fight. Until this random girl, I don't know if it was a girl or a guy, grabs onto him. And we see that she's got a kind of like I don't want to say a turtle, but it looks like a shell. What she does is she created a wormhole. But before they leave, she tells them we have to leave. That's enough. Time's up. Now, they reference a boss, which got my real thinking, like, what? Who is that? And before they leave, though, Rudo's still awake. He starts to get up and fight this guy. It was insane. Jabber takes a look at Rudo's gloves. He's like, oh, you have that series. The boss will be really happy. Now, I don't recall how Rudo got the gloves. I don't know if it was his father or his stepfather, Rigto. Because I don't recall who gave it to him. Now, if it was Rigto, then that would be weird. But I don't think that's the case. Let me see something. False survivors. Yeah, I don't think it was Rigto. Because, I mean, I think it was, but I'm not 100% certain on that concept. So he just says a few smack words, Jabber, and he leaves. Towards the end of the episode, we get this moment when Rudo's upset. He tells Briss that he used his instrument, but it got destroyed. And he says, as long as it was of usage for you, I'm glad. And then you see, like, Rudo's upset. And that's how the episode ends. So, I do like the fact that this episode had like a team up and was an interesting team up. And they took him down pretty significantly. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. This Jabber guy was pretty loose. Like, he was a few sandwiches short of a picnic. So the fact that Rudo was able to team up with Zanka and take this guy out as badly as they did, pretty impressive. Now, the girl who was behind him, I just saw Mal, her name. I'm not going to say who her name was, but. So this group, and this is just my theory, I believe the boss is Rudo's father. That's my take. I don't know if it's an honest take. I don't know if it's a real take. But that's what I'm thinking. Because no one knew that Rudo was sent there. Let's be perfectly honest here. Now, it's true that Jabber got this information from that guy you saw. But the fact that he would know what he looks like and, oh, yeah, blah, 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 it's a little too far-fetched to me. There has got to be a reason why they wanted to grab him. And the only thing I could think of is they work under his father, who was also a freaking criminal. But, that's just my theory. But a good episode, 9.5 out of 10. I would definitely say this show is going to be very interesting down the line. We're going to get a lot of episodes. We're going to get 20 plus. So we're going to get more involvement of what's going to go from here down the line. But I just find it very strange that, it can't be coincidence. This Jabber says, oh, yeah. There had to be a reason why. Whoever this boss is, it's got to be somebody who knows Rudo. Has to be. The only person I can think of is his father. Though, I do also ask this question as the last thing I wanted to say in this review. Is this person the one that orchestrated what happened up in the spheres? Because if that's the case, this guy is a shitty-ass father. But that's just me. I'll see you guys later.